Hello, we're back on Farming Simulator 25, and what we're going to do is look at some crops that are particular to Farming Simulator 25 that you did not have in Farming Simulator 22. Okay, so what we're going to do today is talk about long grain rice. Now, there's two types of rice. There's rice and long grain rice. If you look at the menu here, under your crops, you got rice and long grain rice. Okay, so today we're talking about long grain rice, and the reason is it's the easiest to get into to start with. If you go to packs, okay, packs, you can go over here and there's a choice, rice and long grain rice. We click on long grain rice and it's going to show you the equipment pretty much that you have already. We have a tractor, we have a grain type harvester, a trailer, we have a seeder, and we got some seeds. Okay, we'll also need maybe some lime and some fertilizer to get the best yield. Okay, now let me show you something else on the menu. Okay, if I go over here to soil composition, our field 4 is what we're going to use, and it needs lime. Okay, it needs lime. But let me show you a trick. Now, first thing when you do rice, both long grain and regular rice, you can't plant them in a regular field. You're going to need a rice paddy. So how do you make that? What we're going to do is hit the 2 squares and go down to the construction menu. Okay. Then you're going to go down 1 notch where your factories are, and you're going to scroll over to the right past greenhouses, and you're going to see cultivation. Okay, you go down to the bottom one there, and it says rice field, how to make a rice field. And that's what we're going to do. So we're going to go over here to this corner. Now, the first leg of this that you put in is where the pump is going to be. It says start new field. Bam. Okay, so I started it there. And this first leg is where the pump is going to be. If I wanted it on the side, I'd go the other direction. Okay. Or maybe start somewhere else to start with. So what I'm doing is outlining my field, and it's going to create a rice paddy. Okay, I'm going to kind of rush it here. I would be a little more exact if I was doing this for real. Okay, now I've got the 4 corners, and now I'm going to hit, if you see on the screen up there, if you have a controller, either PC or console, you're going to hit X, and that makes the field. Look at that. Now notice it's sunk down just a hair, so let me just show you. There's our pump. We're not messing with that yet, but you can see the edge of this sunk down a little bit. All right, now let me look at our soil composition. Remember, our field needed lime, but since we created the paddy, it does not need lime. So the trick is, even though it says you need lime, once you create the field the first time, you do not need lime. You're only going to need it every 3rd harvest. Okay, every 3rd harvest. After that, you're going to need lime. One good thing about long grain rice, and one reason we're doing it, is you can use your regular equipment, such as a seeder. Okay, we're going to hop in here. It's set on wheat. We're going to change that over by holding in LB and hitting Y and going over to long grain rice. And I'm going to let him plant this field. So once again, it said we needed lime, but since we made it into a rice paddy, you don't need lime to start with. So we're going to let him plant, and we'll be right back. Okay, we got all our rice planted. The long grain rice is planted. Our field does not need lime, but it does need fertilizer. Now, if you could have a planter, that base seeder. Actually, if you take it to the shop and pay $5 grand, I think you can get it a fertilizer tank added on there. So once you're up going in the game, that would be a great thing to do. But just to show you the basics, we didn't do that. So we have to put a layer of fertilizer on it today, the same month, April, that we planted it. So you plant long grain rice in April, and we're going to go ahead and fertilize this field. We'll be right back when this is done. Okay, we finished fertilizing our field. If we go to this soil composition map and look, it's all fertilized there. So what we're going to do now is go ahead to the next day. It is April. We're going to go ahead to May. We'll be back. Okay, it's May. You can look at our sprouts there. They are coming up. Our long grain rice. Yield bonus is 65%. Fertilize 50. Now it says fertilize 50, so what we got to do is fertilize that again for the second time. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Okay, we finished our second application of fertilizer. You can see the field is all nice and dark blue. Okay, now what we're going to do is go over here. If you're on console or PC with a controller, you just press in on the left joystick and you're going to see this menu here. And we're going to go down and flood the field. Everything's planted. It's been fertilized twice. Now we can flood it. And you can see it's putting water in the field. And that's it. That's all we got to do today, this month. Okay, so we're going to go ahead into the next month and show you that. Okay, we're still in May. I just want to show you the field once it's flooded. When it gets to the right water level, your pump will automatically cut off. Okay, it will automatically cut off. And there you go. Our rice is growing. Now we're going to go to the next day/month. Okay, our field flooded in May. We've gone to the next month. It is now June. And we're going to go over here and flood it again. And we'll let this run until it fills up with water. You can see it takes it a minute, but it will turn off when it gets full. It's only 1% completed. So you can come up here and check on it if you want. But the water will quit running when it's done. You can also go to the soil composition screen, this one, if you turn everything else off and check this one, you can see if your field is watered or not. So the first part, when you go there that day before you turn on the pump, it's going to look like it's going to look like that. And then once the pump starts running, it's going to be watered. Okay, we are into July. Now let's look at our crop calendar real quick. If you notice, for long grain rice, we harvest it in September. So usually the month before you harvest it, you don't add water. So this should be the last month that we add water. And it's not going to let you mess up because you come up here and you go to flood the field and it's not going to let you. Okay, if it's not supposed to. So it's running. We'll be back. Okay, it's August, and let's just say we wanted to go water our field. Notice it won't let me go down to flood, so it's not going to let me mess it up. You can't do it too much, so you just got to be sure you let it run all the way before you go to the next day. So, okay, it's August. So we're going to go to the next month, which is September, and that's when it's ready to harvest. All right, we're in the next month. We're in September, and we're going to harvest our rice there. And he's going to go do that. Now let me show you a thing or two. Oops. Get out of his way. Now our yield bonus is only 87%. But stick around. I'm going to show you how to get that up. Okay. So we're going to let him do his thing. We'll be back. Okay, we've harvested all of our rice. And we have taken that to the market. And we got just a hair over $16,000. Okay, we got $16,263 for that. Now, if you wanted to get a little more, you could put that into production. And one of the cool things about Farming Simulator 25 is they have these small production facilities for $36,000 there that you see on the left under factories. You could get this little grain mill. Plop that down right over here somewhere. Boom. And you would put your grain in here and you would sell the flour and you'll get a little more money by doing that. So if you just go to your production facilities here, okay, now we own the grain mill. So we would go to long rice right there. We would turn that if we have more rice to put in there. So next season, we'll turn that on and we'll sell the flour. You could also get the bakery. There it is. Plop that somewhere, and then you could sell bread instead of flour. So just some things you can do to increase your profit. I like those little small ones that Farming Similar to 25 has added. It's really awesome. You know, for 36 grand for a small farm, you could start to get into production things. Now, what we're going to do is on the back of here, I have added a mulcher. Okay, you know, we didn't do that before. The field was already plowed when we started the map. So what we're going to do is use this mulcher. Okay, that's the one I have there for 21 grand. And we're going to go over here and let him mulch the field. This will get our yield bonus up higher. So we're going to let him mulch that, and we'll be back. All right, check it out. Our field is all mulched. Remember, we're doing this so next time our yield bonus will be higher. So what we're going to do now is cultivate the field. So we harvested, we mulched it, now we're cultivating it. We'll be back. Okay, we've gone through, we've cultivated the field. Remember, we harvested, we mulched, we cultivated. Now we've gone to April, and we planted it and fertilized it. And this machine here is called a roller. So what we're going to do now is roll the field. Well, the AIs don't want to roll the field, and according to my sub-composition menu, it doesn't need rolling, which is interesting. So let's go on into the next month and see what happens. We're at 90% right now, and that's just from mulching. But I'm not sure how you pick up the other 10%. If you can figure it out, let me know in the comments. Okay, we've planted and fertilized again in April and gone on into May. You can see there it's doesn't need weeding or anything, but it's still only 90%. So we're going to do our water here. But I'm curious, why is it at 90%? 100% fertilized. There's no weeds. It's fertilized, it's watered. Doesn't need lime. Doesn't need rolling. So if you can figure it out, how I get the other 10% on long grain rice. Now I've done regular rice and got 100% easy. But if you can figure this out, please comment down in the comments and let us know, because this isn't working. But that's how you grow it. I just got to figure out how to get that other 10% bonus, because that part's not working. I've been watering it correctly, and for somehow we're not getting it. So that's all I got for now. Please comment down in the comments if you can figure this out and let me know. I am Farmer Teacher. Share this with your farming buddies. Maybe they'll know something we don't. Or it could be a glitch right now with the program. So let me know what you think, or if you've tried it and done it a different way. I am Farmer Teacher. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.